Welcome back, everyone. I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw an Ammonite. See, a lot of you guys requested for me to draw this, so today I've finally decided to, show you guys how to draw Ammonite, which is like that curly shelled animal with like a squid coming out of the opening. So yeah, let's get out our drawing materials and we'll dive right in with the outline. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is the shell. Just the main part of the Ammonite. What's the part that we see in all the fossil pictures? So that we're basically just going to be drawing like a spiral. So it's not going to be too hard. Then curving it right there. So basically it's going to come to an end here. And that's where the eye will be. Let's draw a circle for the eye. It's got like a little cap. Goes over the top of the head. And yeah, this shell is actually quite wide. It's going to be quite wide there. And we're going to be seeing it from a slight angle, so not exactly from a side view. Though a side view is probably easier to draw. So we're going to have these tentacle things coming out of the opening there. In different directions. So yeah, we won't pay attention to those just yet. I want to get the shell done first. And basically we're going to be putting in these little segment marks. So it's divided into tons of little sections. Let me erase a bit here. Get rid of some of the messy lines I made with the outline. It's always important to have an eraser at hand. I mean, this mechanical pencil does have an eraser, but I almost never use it because when I do, I wear it down way too fast. See, now that we have now we have everything cleaned up, we can start putting in those sections again. This is a very pretty looking shell. So the problem here, I just made the mistake that I usually do, is that when you're following the curve of the Ammonite's shell, you have to switch it around. So it's going to end up curved like this when it comes around to that side, if you get what I mean. So right here, it's going to be switching over to the other type of curve. So here's curving down, and here's going to be curving up. And the same thing right here. The line will be quite straight, then curved, and curve some more, until finally we get this extra curve. So it's quite challenging actually when you try and draw something that looks more mathematical. So yeah, the next thing we're going to do is there's sort of like, you sort of have like little mountains. It's got a little peak where each segment comes together. So I want to sort of put those in. Like so. That one didn't look that good. Yeah, then we also want to continue little dips in here as well. And the segments get closer together and smaller as we get near the center. So yeah, to make this look more three-dimensional, of course, we'll have to add some shading. So we'll do that next. First, let me just erase some of the areas that are a little messy. So by the way, guys, I'm going to be doing a Christmas giveaway soon. So be sure to turn on your notification bells and subscribe if you've not already done so, because the next day or two I'm going to be releasing my Christmas giveaway video, and you will want to be one of the first people to see that. So just a little heads up. Of course you could be watching this like months later, so just don't worry about that. It'll be over by then. So yeah, we want to put in like the shading at the bottom here. Actually goes all the way around because this is the bottom of basically any spot that the sun is not going to be reaching is where you find shadows. You want to have the shadows going along with the, or you want to have your pencil strokes going in the same direction as these lines we made for this different sections. So when you're drawing stuff like curves, a lot of times if you don't have like a line, like here we have a line, but if there was no lines here, the way you find out it's curved is with the shadows and how well you can shade. Because shading gives everything 3-dimension. So feel free to use shading pencils. I'm using my Graph Gear 500 mechanical pencil, which is become sort of like a YouTube classic for me. A lot of you guys know me specifically for using this pencil. But actually my first YouTube videos I was using a different mechanical pencil. It's similar to one that like Beanie Draws was using, I think. So let's add shading to the bottom here. Drawing sea creatures has always been really fun for me. I love aquatic ancient animals and reptiles. Not sure if this would be in the... Yeah, this would definitely be in the squid family, but... It also could be like a shellfish. And there are still a few actual creatures alive that look very similar to the Ammonite. I think the reason it's called Ammonite is because that was like a ram god for the people of Ammon, which are like an ancient people group. And since the shell looks sort of like a ram's horn, that's why they called it the Ammonite. Just a cool fact. So I want to continue this shading to give it more 3 dimensions. It's already looking a lot cooler than if we had done no shading. And I always just shade extra when I'm not drawing like a dinosaur with scales or like a tiger with fur. Because on a smooth surface there's nothing you really can do to add more detail except shade. So the downside of a mechanical pencil is you have to do so many lines to get a good shading in there. So yeah, also another thing we have to do is probably make the lines for the... Let me just zoom out a bit so you can focus in a bit more. Yeah, we want to have these lines a little darker. And the way we do that is just by, yeah, putting some shading next to it. Like so. So I forget who commented for me to draw this, but one of you guys recently did, and I'm like, oh, I've been thinking about drawing an Ammonite for quite some time now, but I never got around to it, so I'm glad we're finally drawing Ammonite. And they're great to put in like a scene with a Mosasaurus or some predator that's going to be feasting on them, like a Dunkleosteus or something. It's always good to have like, to know how to draw every type of dinosaur or underwater creature, so you can put them in a scene together. I know a lot of you guys have been posting some really cool stuff on Google Plus of like dinosaur scenes and stuff. I'd love to do more of those on YouTube, but they just take a long time. So to do a tutorial with like a full scene would probably take around 2 hours, or definitely well over an hour. I know a lot of people like watching shorter YouTube videos, and most people usually watch a YouTube video for a max of 10 minutes. At least that's what I've read. And according to my YouTube analytics, a lot of people just watch the beginning and then a little bit at the end. There are a few of you who are like the steady people who actually are doing the entire tutorial and are just not wanting to see the end result they're actually drawing. So those are the people I appreciate the most, even though I'm glad for anyone who's watching my videos. So yeah, now we got the shell pretty much done. We can head on to the squid part. where like it's got, I think around, let me count the tentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 8 short tentacles and 2 of those longer ones. So let's actually put in the eye first. It's a nice round circle. It's got quite a large eye. I'll put in the pupil there. It's got kind of a crazy looking eye. But yeah, that looks pretty good. We might want to put a little line around it. Like so. And I also forgot, we want to put like these little specks. I was copying the reference image, by the way. So this is not my idea to put like these little specks on top of it, but I think they look pretty cool. So put those on. And yes, now we will head on to the tentacles. So we're gonna have one curving up like so. Well, you don't want to have them end so sharply like I just did. Maybe a little more like that. So I get out my eraser and erase. Just erase a bunch of these tentacles so we can go one by one and not have to work with a mess. So yeah, we'll have tentacle number 1 right here. And it gets wider as it gets closer to the head. That looks pretty good. There's going to be another one that's going to be hidden. That one's going to be a little longer. At least it's going to be partially hidden by the next one we're drawing, which is right here. I've always been kind of scared of animals with tentacles. They're always like what you see in drawings with monsters. They always have like tentacles or stuff like that. Yeah, and then we're going to have one more. This will be like the long one coming out here. It's got more of a wide tip to it, like so. Put that there, and there's one more hidden back there. So right now we have 5, so we're halfway there. You want to make them look nice and organic. You don't want to make them look all the same. Let's give this one like a nice curve, like so. And they don't necessarily get that much fatter as they get closer to the head. They get a little wider, but not much. So this one curved like so. So ammonites are kind of funny. They think they swim backwards. So I don't know how they avoid bumping it. Well, I don't think bumping into anything would really affect them, but it's kind of funny that they always travel backwards like squids. So we have to put in another of the long ones. It's extra long tentacles. Yeah, but definitely to eat an ammonite, you'd have to be able to crunch through its shell, which I think most of the ancient reptiles could do that. A lot of them had really strong jaws. And Duncolostes could probably crush through almost anything. The more I think about it, Duncolostes is probably definitely one of the top 3 predators of the ancient marine life. So let's put one last tentacle. I'll have to do a count just to make sure I've got the numbers right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, I've got it right. So yeah, there's not much advice I can give you with the tentacles. Maybe let's put some shade in. Of course, they have those like suction cup things on the back end. But a lot of the tentacles we're seeing here, we're only seeing the top, so we're not going to have to be drawing too much of those. It's like this one, maybe put a little of these circles, like the suction cups. And I guess that's how it held on to its food. Which, by the way, guys, I didn't do my research, so I don't really know what exactly Ammonite ate. Probably like plankton or something like that. Had to be something not too large. Maybe small fish. Yeah, feel free to add a lot of these cool looking suction cups. I know people have found like suction cups marks on like sperm whales because the sperm whales like to eat giant squid, and while they're like biting down on it, I guess the squid is like attacking them with its tentacles and stuff like that. It's amazing like what a big variety of animals there are in this world. So yeah, let's put some more suction cups on like these long tentacles. Then feel free to shade each individual tentacle. I'm probably not going to do all of them, but yeah, shading it and give it a little more shape will make it look nice. And also just adding like little bumps. You want to make your drawing look very realistic and organic, so detail is always encouraged. And guys, I've been doing a lot more Instagram lately, so as I mentioned in the last recent videos, me and my friend Nehemiah started an Instagram account which is called Draw a Sketch. I'll have a link in the description below. And we post every day, so I post one day, he posts the next day. But yeah, but so far I don't think we've missed a day yet. And we also do features, so if you like post and tag us, put like hashtag @DrawSketcha, we try to feature people once a week on Tuesdays, I believe, and that's when we feature your work. So I hear that Google Plus might be closing or something like that. It was like a rumor that some friends told me about. They're like, what are you gonna do about your community once Google Plus closes? I'm like, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll move over to Instagram and have you guys just tag Draw a Sketcha, and that's how your art will be featured in YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put a little more shading for some of these tentacles. But yeah, this thing is looking really cool. It's amazing. When I first saw the reference image, I'm like, oh, this thing will only take around like 5 minutes. It's gonna be a really quick tutorial. But actually there's a lot of detail in this creature that we can add. So guys, if you want to add something like bubbles or something, feel free to do so, because that'll make it look like it's underwater, not just floating in midair. So I have some bubbles. Be sure to have bubbles in groups of like 2 or 3. Have them all different sizes. I think this looks pretty good. So yeah, now all we have to do is clean up a little bit with the eraser, then sign our names, and we'll be done. I like doing rather quick tutorials. This one's under 20 minutes, so that's nice. All my sibling series video tutorials, which a lot of you guys have seen, those were all around 40 minutes, because I draw a lot slower when I'm drawing with somebody else following along. So yeah, I recommend you sign your drawing in the corner of the paper so it doesn't get in the way, but a lot of people like signing it like right next to the drawing, so I'm just going to sign mine right here. Put in the date. This is probably going to be one of the last drawings I do in 2018, which is amazing. I can't believe it's going to be 2019 already. But yeah, we'll have a lot of new videos coming out in the future, so be sure to comment below what you'd like me to draw next, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.